which I do, love Macs, but I run antivirus and anti-malware software on my Macs. So that's the thing, is all computers are vulnerable. They may be to different extents. It just depends on how popular the operating system is and how easy the bad guys can make money. So no matter what your platform, you should be running antivirus and anti-malware.
That's great. So I'm definitely going to connect with you after to find out some new softwares I need to be running on my own personal laptop. So, here at the web, sometimes I do a lot of labor market data and use a lot of labor market tools. And sometimes, I come across youth groups or even, personal family members, and I try to encourage kids like, hey, what do you want to do? And I may hear their career field and not try to discourage it, but looking at labor market data, sometimes I'm like, yeah, that job field may be, gone in maybe 10 years, but there's an emerging job market that's going to be on the horizon almost as long as the internet exists. And so I try to encourage some of my cousins and make my little 10-year-old brother to go into cybersecurity, but I don't think they fully understand the potential. So can you speak more towards the job market and the growth of cybersecurity and the need for it?
Absolutely. So with that, too, that's one of the reasons I founded Interrupt, was because we need people in these jobs. We were already at a point where, Cisco, my employer, estimates that there is a deficit of 1 million trained security professionals. So those are 1 million jobs that aren't being filled that we need. Excuse me. And, so that's a need now. And now with the Internet of Things going in, so we're talking, one estimate is by 2020 that there will be 20 billion, with a B, connected things. My own company actually is thinking closer to 50 billion. So regardless, that's a lot of stuff out there. That's a lot of, those are a lot of devices that can be used for evil. And so we really, really need the help. So this is a job market that isn't going away. It's only going to grow, and really, really, we need help. Now, the thing is, too, but just beyond the job market, I think why I love it so much is, I was a kid that I get easily bored. Even now in my late 40s, I get easily bored. I like to be challenged. And security is one of those things that it's always evolving. It's always changing. So if you like kind of matching wits with somebody else, if you like the idea of an ever-changing and ever-challenging career field, I find cybersecurity to be very, very rewarding in that sense, too. And there are a number of different opportunities, and cybersecurity is a very large field. So you've got all sorts of different people, you've got all sorts of different jobs, all sorts of different backgrounds. I work with people who are computer science majors. Some of them have PhDs. Others, like me, I'm a music school dropout. But found a career that I really, really like in a field that I liked with very interesting people. So good opportunity for a career and to make some money, but also, too, I think a lot of potential to do something rewarding and fun, and that's actually what really motivates me.
And so do you, for, a beginner, let's say someone wants to change their field from maybe a CNNA background or maybe working as an auto mechanic and wants to just go into the field of cybersecurity, do they have to have experience of maybe HTML and coding or anything like that? Or
there are a lot of different ways to get into this field, and I think the thing that I find most important, and this is something, again, why we put on these events and want the students and participants to get hands-on, is really to demystify it. Because there's this idea that cybersecurity, it can be uber geeky, but not every job requires that. And I think what's most important is your mindset, your deductive reasoning capabilities, your problem-solving capabilities. So, yeah, if you take an auto mechanic, actually Robert, the gentleman I talked about earlier who got me started in this career, that's what his profession was. He actually used to rebuild engines and things like that. He was a motorhead, and he enjoyed the mechanics of building computers. But also, too, I learned the software from him and things like that. So I think number one is it's all about mindset. Security are tools. They can be taught. So it shouldn't be so much focus. I find people get intimidated by the technology, and the technology is just a tool. I think it's understanding that, and then there are a number of different ways to build the skills. we're trying to do more to make it more accessible so people can get hands-on with it. But there are a number of different ways to go. And like I said, where I'm a music school dropout, you clearly don't need to be a computer science major in order to get into this field and do well in it.
No, but I thank you for that advice, and definitely sharing with our viewers how to keep your computers up to date versus security flaws, and I would say even password protection, and even getting into the field of cybersecurity and speaking on the job market. Is there anything else you would like to share about Interrupt with our viewers today?
Yeah, if you don't mind, we have our next Worcester event coming up January 28th. Mm-hmm. We'll hold that at Worcester Academy. Our events are always free. So for students age 14 to 22, you're welcome. We'll have the registration and everything opened as of December 20th. Mm-hmm. But again, it's free. You get hands-on. You get to meet professionals from the field. We have some speakers come in. The breakouts. It's a good way to get hands-on there. And we're totally nonprofit. We don't market to the people that come. It's really something that we're trying to do to benefit the community. And we're actually at a point now where we're growing. We're setting up chapters around the U.S. So we just had our first event last month in Portland, Oregon. When the spring rolls around, we're going to have San Francisco, Atlanta. We're talking to folks in L.A., Houston, Phoenix. So it's growing, and it's a lot of fun. And so it'd be great if the more students we can get to come down and check it out, the better. Because it's actually a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun with it. So hopefully we'll see more folks there.
No, that sounds good. I definitely hope to see more kids start taking a steer into cybersecurity, being that, mostly every young adult today has a cell phone and is into social media and technology and probably uses the internet more than 80% of their day. So I definitely think it's a field to look into and definitely take a strong interest. Marc, I thank you for taking the time out to speak with me this morning, and we appreciate you for being here with us on the Working Lunch today.
Great. Thanks a lot. I really enjoyed myself. Thank you.
Thank you, Marc.
Okay, so we're back here in the studio. Great job interviewing, Kwesi.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So definitely cybersecurity, big up-and-coming thing. I know that we're looking into potentially offering some trainings in that area to local residents. We got that event coming up that Marc was talking about in January. And so certainly a field that no shortage of opportunity. And I think if you've got an interest in IT and an aspect of IT that's certainly going to be up and coming. We got a bunch of other training programs happening. Why don't we take a minute to just talk about? I know that so Kelsey, you have some stuff happening with the Worcester Jobs Fund that you manage, and why don't you talk to us about some of the trainings that you have coming up?
Yeah, so the Worcester Jobs Fund has a couple of different opportunities coming up. One of our biggest one is that our second cycle for Worcester Building Pathways pre-apprenticeship training program, which is an 8-week construction pre-apprenticeship training program, is recruiting for our second cycle. So we're really excited about that. Information session started in December. The next one coming up is going to be January 10th at 6 p.m. at the Worcester Public Library. And anyone looking to attend that one or any future ones can give me a call at 508-373-7641 to learn more information about that one. It's a really great program if you're interested in getting involved with the local union apprenticeships. Another training program that we've got going on is our CDL trainings. We have a course starting up actually next week, and we've got 7 really great folks already enrolled in our CDL-B training, and we're recruiting for our spring ones on that, and that's for folks interested in getting their CDL-B licenses. And our next cycle for that will be happening in like the March-April area. And then our third program that we're recruiting for is good manufacturing practices, and that's for industrial food production. So that's for folks interested in working on food assembly lines, and we're really launching that in response to some local companies like Table Talk Pies who are expanding and really looking to expand their workforce in the area. So lots of really great job opportunities. Again, anyone interested in learning about any of the programs can give me a call at 508-373-7641. Lauren, what about you? What do you got going on?
So we have an Urban Agenda CNA training that's wrapping up this month.
Why don't you move that mic right in front?
People are on their way to their clinical rotation at this point. Graduation will be soon after that. We also have a youth culinary cohort, which is in partnership with QCC and the Cooking Up a Career program. So that's at the Worcester Youth Center, and that is actually starting next week. That's 10 youth that will be going through that. They'll also be doing bounce to get some soft skills training. We also have a manufacturing training starting on February 27th, which is 8 weeks. That's through the Workforce Competitive Trust Fund, and that's in partnership with Mass MEP and WPI. So we're having an info session for that on January 19th at 10 a.m. at Workforce Central. So you can call the Career Center to sign up if you're interested in attending, or you can call me directly, 508-373-7607.
Great. So again, no shortage of trainings. I know that we also have connections through our Career Center to other training opportunities, and folks can contact Workforce Central to do that. They could go to workforcecentralma.org to get more information about the services at the Career Center, including some training opportunities. So I think we're going to take a quick break. I have in the studio with me, I'm Jeff Turgeon. I am the one of the hosts here at the Working Lunch, and I have here with me two co-hosts today, Lauren Morano and Kelsey Lamoureux. Lauren, you just recently got married.
Mm-hmm.
So did you do anything with your maiden name, with Ross? Is it like your middle name now or anything?
No, just kind of dropped it.
Old school.
Went all the way.
Old school.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Okay. So I know some people do the hyphen thing, right?
Yes. Yeah, my parents weren't too happy about the dropping.
Aww.
They were fine. They were fine.
Well, among other things that they were probably upset about is the fact that we had named a segment the Ross Roundup, and now they're probably really upset that we had to figure out a new name. We're going to have to figure out a new... We don't really officially have, but we have such a great opening, too, to the Roundup. Right?
Right.
You have the opening, right, Kwesi? We're not going to go to it yet, but you have the opening, too. So
we could do the Morano Minute.
But that's not going to have the cowboy...
know. I say we keep it. I like it. We'll keep it for these purposes.
Yeah. Who cares?
Right.
Show business.
It's show business. It's like your show business name.
That's right.
You know Diana Ross got married, interesting enough, to a guy named Morano, too. So there you go. But she kept her name Diana Ross. Instead of going to Diana Morano, she kept Diana Ross.
Gotcha.
What do you think of that?
That's very interesting.
Supreme team.
Even though that didn't happen.
You know what? The last host, fascinating guy, the host of the show before us, and I would love to find out, because I'm sure Diana Ross had gotten married several times or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. She seems to... Shouldn't say. It sounds odd, but
several times.
Well, I think isn't she one of the celebrities? Like she's like a Liz. Elizabeth Taylor, and doesn't she seem like the type that had gotten married maybe a couple different times? It's like, you know what I heard? Juicy rumor alert. I heard J-Lo is now with
Drake.
Drake.
Wow, dropping it in on me. Yeah,
I had to because you forgot.
Well, I don't. I actually I have no idea who Drake is. What does Drake sing? Does he sing?
Everything.
Like
every single song on the radio. Pretty much.
It's either him or Pitbull. I hear a lot of Pitbull on the radio.
It's him or Justin Bieber.
What's that one that Pitbull?
With Pitbull?
Pitbull sings a lot of songs on the radio.
It's the Canadian takeover. Him and Justin Bieber.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Pitbull's Canadian?
No.
Drake's
Jake and
Drake
Justin
and
Bieber.
Justin.
Well, I know Justin Bieber,
Still worldwide,
but
isn't
it?
how about Justin Timberlake? Is he still around? He's
Little bit.
He's still
there.
Cry me a river.
Wow. Yeah,
I have no vocals.
I'm into kids'
Sometimes
music.
I got my suit and tie.
Is that Bieber? Is that Bieber?
No, that's Justin Timberlake.
So at any rate,
Thank God I worked for the Whip, because that was bad.
back to us.
That's right. Back to me.
I just love that Ross Round. We do have a great opening for it. We didn't have it available today, but we're gonna for future reference we're gonna keep it because it's good. It's got like a cowboy theme and
Gold.
Yeah.
exactly.
Jeff's
We got
voice.
yeah. Well, no, you that was pretty good. That was pretty good. So we do also want to get to before we've got a few minutes left in the show. But we did want to get also to we had a mailbag. Do you have why don't you guys read the question? Oh, do you have the opening for that?
I believe I do.
Mail time. Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail.
Love that opening. Okay,
That was great.
go ahead.
So, Alicia writes, the holidays seem like a tough time to be looking for work. Any tips on how to job search during this season?
Well, Alicia, I would say that there's a lot, and you guys are going to chime in with me. It's going to be
Yeah.
a group thing, but certainly the holidays, a lot of businesses do slow down, unfortunately, for job seekers. But it's also a great time to network.
Yes.
Think about all the holiday parties going on. Think about the fact that it's also a great time to reach out to friends and family and extended friends and family, just to say, you know, probably the way to go about it is to basically, hey, happy holidays. You know, hope your holiday season's going well. And then you can kind of ease into the fact, like, geez, keep an eye open for me. Do you know of any jobs that I might be interested in? But certainly it's a great time to reconnect with folks, kind of in a natural way, right? It's not like out of the blue necessarily, because holiday times you're kind of catching up with people anyway. So it's a good time to, or as you enter the new year now, you know, it's a great time to be like, hey, just, you know, with the new year, I'm looking for a new gig. So if you hear of anything, it's just a convenient time to network as well. So you get the holiday parties, you get to reach out to folks.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest one, you know.
Yeah.
Another good thing is there might be a little bit less competition
That's
out
true,
there,
too. Yeah.
Because people think that, you know, employers aren't really hiring. But there are some that need to get people in for the first of the year as well. So
Holiday is a good time to volunteer too. There's a lot of organizations that do a lot of special programs and projects, and volunteering is such a good way to you're helping your community, but you're also getting out and about. You're meeting people. You're able to maybe brush up on some skills or learn some new skills. You know, maybe volunteer for an organization that will allow you to do something that you hadn't had a chance to do before, but would be a help. You know, as you go for your next interview or your next job, you'd be able to talk about that experience and how you learn from it. So, Kelsey, any other thoughts? Anything we haven't maybe covered?
I think networking is really the key on this, and I think it's a good opportunity. Sometimes some, you know, retail places, some offices slow down a little bit in January, February, so it's a good opportunity to network with those folks as well. Really reaching out, sending an email, doing some informational interviews with folks in the industry you're looking to get into. It can be a great time to take advantage of that free time.
That's true. Yep. And a lot of, like I said, a lot of organizations are doing holiday parties. It's a great chance to get there. A lot of you know, friends and families are having parties, so don't be shy. Get out there.
don't let it get you down.
Don't want to get you
either.
down. Yeah.
Especially around that time. The
It
holidays.
is a tough time. I mean, especially, you know, a lot of traditions, whether you're Christian or Jewish or you know, you've got traditions, especially, you know, where gift giving, and that can be difficult, you know. So you can also be creative with that, right? Maybe offer some of your
homemade.
services, yeah,
Homemade.
or homemade, or you know, a colleague of mine gave me relish.
Yeah.
Makes her
Yeah,
own
great
relish.